Hello everybody, you know what time it is. It's time for Betrayal at Krondor. I am Live Overdrive. This is Let's Play Betrayal at Krondor episode 18, and we are finally going to finish chapter 1 in this episode, hopefully. We are currently in the sewers beneath the city of Krondor, trying to find a passage into the palace, because the palace gate is regrettably sabotaged. At least that's what Locklear thinks. So we can't get in to meet with Arutha and tell him what Gorath has to say. But Locklear knows Jimmy the Hand, and he learned about these sewers from him. Jimmy the Hand is a legendary thief in the Mockers, which is the thieves killed in Krondor, and he taught him all he knows about the sewers of Krondor. So we're going to try and navigate our way through here, and maybe we'll even find Jimmy the Hand along the way. Who knows? But anyway, let's begin by lighting up a ring of Prander so that you guys can see on the stream. I have noticed that I can see just fine in the dark on here, but when I look at the video replays, something about the video compression, just you can't see a thing when it's dark. So yeah, that's why we're doing that. Let's get going. A figure moved in the tunnel, seemingly having appeared from nowhere. A young boy halted before them, before they could move any further ahead. Who be you, and what would you in the Thieves' Highway? I gotta try that one again. Who be you, and what would you in the Thieves' Highway? Okay, I didn't read it wrong, it just is weird. This is Lim. I be Senior Locklear, and I do whatever I will in the Prince's sewers. If you're half as intelligent as you seem, then I would advise you to step out of our way. Faster the blade I am! Step any further and I'll do you, I will! That's a more appropriate accent. I think I might have copied the Cockney idea from effing Controller, whose playthrough I watched recently, but that's okay. I feel like he's kind of written that way anyway. The only thing you'll do, my young friend, is die on an unfortunate death on the point of my sword. I used to spar with Jimmy the Hand, and I'm faster blade than he. Do you still wish to cross me? Jimmy the Hand? He's a legend, sire. Next you'll be telling me you've lain with the Empress Lakeisha of Kesh. I'd advise you to be nice-like. However, because I got 5 blokes waiting a little down to make sure nothing happens to me, see? I don't suppose you come on behalf of Senior James, have you? It's very fun that he says Senior James here in the same breath as Jimmy the Hand. Spoiler alert, they're the same person. But apparently nobody in the Mockers knows that anymore, which is kind of fun. Maybe they never did. Maybe he did kind of a identity swap thing. I don't remember. Anyway. Senior James, then you don't... well, perhaps we have. I guess Locklear is commenting on the same thing. Alright then, down to Tex. If he didn't send you, you'll be answering to the upright man and not me, so I'll wash my hands of it. Just watch your steps down here, as there's a bit of trouble going down here. G'day. Wait, we don't know our way around here. Look like a bloody page to you? I've got affairs of my own, what's it got to do? Just answer a few questions. Right then, so long as you don't ask me anything what might get me in the hots with a Nightmaster. What you want to know? We want to ask about picklocks, I guess. Wouldn't happen to have an extra set of picklocks laying about, would you? Could be I would. That would depend on what you had to offer me now, wouldn't it? How about a royal pardon next time you end up in the hands of the city guard? Oh, that'd be very nice. How about a Prince Palace while you're at it? I'd be cockle-headed and 3 pence short to buy on a fib what like you just told. No quicker than you're out in the hallway, you'll have forgotten it and mock a minute. You'll have to do better. How about gold? That's the language. 25 gold sovereigns, take it or leave it. No, we don't need any picklocks because Locklear is incredibly good at picking and can't break them, as far as I know. Given my options, I choose to leave it. I could buy a set of picklocks and a week's rations for that price. You'll never be a success as a merchant with prices like that. Not my ambition. I much prefer it down here if it's all the same to you. Goodbye. I'll be off now as I got business with the upright man. You'll have to come tell me some more of your fables about Jimmy the Hand. Perhaps we will. Thanks for your help. Yeah, he has no idea. That must have been what Locklear was alluding to. He has no idea that Senior James, who he apparently knows, is literally Jimmy the Hand. They are the same person. I'm gonna go left because I feel like I always go left first. It's just my method of exploration from that four-way intersection there. Let's go ahead and advance. All right, we're coming up on some kind of ladder. Appears to be an empty room, some kind of catch basin. There's going to be a lot of these ladders around, but let's click on this one. The ladder disappeared into a small dark hole in the ceiling. Climbing several rungs, Goroth turned to the others and called down. There's a locked grate up here. Shall we try to open it? Yes. I don't think we can, though. Locklear shook his head. The lockmaker knew what he was doing, he said. It's beyond my ability. I can't open it. Yeah. So only one of these grates, as far as I know, none of these can be opened without the palace key, and the palace key only goes to one of them. I think these are mostly just for, like, decoration / making you search for the right grate. But we don't have the palace key yet, and we don't know where we're gonna get it either. I mean, I do, but we don't. The royal collective. We, the viewers. You know what I mean. Alright, turn to the left again. I'm going down some snaking hallways. It looks like we've hit a dead end. Alright, nothing particularly interesting there. Let's head on back. Every now and then we get to these wider hallways, and there definitely can be fights in them, but it doesn't appear to be yet. In fact, we haven't really seen much of anything down here other than Lim. His name I always found funny because the goddess of death is Lim's Kragma, so it's like is Kragma. Alright, we come up upon another room here with a ladder and what appears to be a chest and a dead body. Let's search the body first. We got a Mordel lamprey, which I'm not going to bother to take because we have much more money than that is worth, and some non-poisoned rations. Yeah, we'll take those. And then we got this chest. Locklear gritted his teeth. While they had agreed the box should be opened, he was privately concerned that the previous user might have left behind an unpleasant surprise. It's rope. We'll take that. There's a good chance that we'll run into some pits here, so I'm gonna give that rope to Locklear so that it stacks. Nice. Alright, so we have 17, so we can jump 17 pits with what we've got right now. That's good. Alright. Cool. Alright, Goroth, I have to remember this. Goroth is using the chopping sword, the Keshian tapir, with the blessing on it. So we're gonna have to remember to swing if we can. Alright, let's try this ladder again. Yeah, let's try to open it. No good. Yeah, I don't think we can open any of them. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna bother trying anymore, just because I don't think any of them do anything. Okay, there's an enemy up there. Can't quite tell what it is. The Nighthawk hadn't noticed them. It's anybody's guess whether he's out to kill us or is just taking a stroll somewhere, Locklear said. Probably best if we try to avoid him. Yeah, the member of the Guild of Assassins in the sewers is just out taking a stroll. Alright, they agreed to attack. Let's see if we can get the ambush on him. Owen stumbled. Owen, come on, man. As Locklear shot a disapproving glance in his direction, the enemy assumed a defensive posture, ready to meet the foiled surprise attack. And for that, Owen gets a guy in his face. And in fact, each one of them gets a guy in their face. Owen is going to go past Gareth. And Locklear is going to attack the guy who just attacked Owen. So is Goroth. And they killed him. Man, these guys hit hard when they're not fighting ghosts. Oh, okay. Now one of the other guys is attacking Owen, so he'll run away again. Locklear will attack that fellow, and Goroth can't make it to him, so he'll just attack the third one. And now it's Owen's turn. Let's play it smart, actually, because I don't want to have to rest too much. Oh, Grief of 1,000 Nights. Opponent held. Line of sight, no. Let's try this. I've never used it before. 4 health. We'll just do the lowest one. Why not? Use it on the opponent that was trying to attack Owen. Didn't work. Okay. There must be a chance of failure or something. Because I think I've seen it work before. And it ends up being just, like, they kind of freeze in place. Just let Owen rest, and we'll bring down the final Nighthawk. There we go. Good job, guys. The battle was won. Search the bodies. They may have valuable supplies. Owen's defense ability has increased. That's good. By the way, the chainsaw in the background, per usual, is my dog snoring away. Mortal lamprey, we got a mortal brooch. We'll take that. I guess I'll take the armorer's hammer too. Because we'll use that. I'll have Owen repair his own armor because I don't feel like playing the armor dance right now. And Locklear's is in perfect condition, so yeah. Repair these swords. I forgot to have Gorth swinging. Damn. Alright, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna remember. But I also want to try Night Fingers, that Night Fingers spell. Herbal pack, we'll definitely take that. I don't know why I checked to see if it was poisoned. They can't be. Rations, not poisoned. Take that, nice. And then we got Standard Kingdom Armor and a Broadsword that I do not care about. And this guy has a Lamprey and some Standard Kingdom Armor and some gold, which we will take. Cool, and we can either go left or straight. Let's go left, because that's what I do. We got another room with a ladder in it, and it looks like one chest. It's interesting, I feel like these chests look different down here than they did on the overworld. Okay, this one was not locked, and it also contains a rope. Alright, well that's fine. Someone whistled. Turning around, Locklear felt a stone sink in his gullet, fearing that they had left themselves open to attack by yet another band of Nighthawks. To his great surprise, however, a familiar friend stepped from the shadows. By the 12 gods, Locklear, your hair. It's just like you, Jimmy. I haven't seen you in 7 months, and then I rescue you from a band of Nighthawks, and the first thing you want to talk about is my bloody change of hair color. What is going on around here? The front gate is smashed out, and there are Nighthawks loose in the sewers. The hair color comment, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I think Locklear in the books is blonde, and he's not here for some reason. Maybe they just wanted some differences in hair color between him and Owen. I don't know. But they must have written that in when they realized it wasn't consistent. I don't know. But I played this game before I ever read the books, so this is what I always imagined Locklear looking like. Not Nighthawks, imposters. Someone has been trying to convince Prince Arutha that the Guild of Death has re-established operations here in Krondor and is using the sewers as their hideout, hoping that the Lancers will come down and clean out the place. In doing so, I think whoever is running this game hopes that the Lancers will root out the mockers while they're at it, says James. What? Take out the Guild of Thieves? Doesn't seem likely from all the things you've told me from your days as a mocker. More to the point, we know now a few of the Nighthawks escaped Romney when we smashed him up after that affair with Princess Anita. Talking about the book Silverthorn. They certainly won't dare tread on Krondor's streets for a while yet. I've been tracking around down here to find more out. Wow, I messed that sentence up. I've been tracking around down here, trying to find out more when I ran into these fellows. So, why have you come back so soon to Krondor, Lockie? I thought you were going to be gone for 4 months or so. I've got bad news from the Northlands. Looks like the Dark Brothers are stirring again. They raised Mamondamus's battle standards over Sargoth, and there's a Mordel army gathering to attack the kingdom. This Mordel used to be one of their clan chieftains, something of a hero during the Rift War. Against the Serrani, too. I thought Prince Arutha would be interested in talking to him. I don't like this, Lockie. The Moradel stirring again in the north and someone mimicking the Guild of Death. My bump of trouble says that things are going to get far worse before they get better. I assume since you're down here that you're trying to get into the palace the way I showed you a few years ago. Yes, I was thinking I would have to pry off the grate somehow, but if you have the key, it would save me a great deal of trouble. Still on me, it's all yours. I can find my own way into the palace. I'm going to creep around a while longer down here and see if I can unravel this particular mystery. Suit yourself. I, for one, am anxious to get out of this hole. Come and get me for breakfast tomorrow after I've spoken to Prince Arutha. That was James, the guy whose name I keep saying instead of Locklear, also known as Jimmy the Hand. The man limb thinks doesn't exist, but also knows personally. I'm sure we'll see him again. Hey, it's a pit in the ground. Let's cross it. A pit yawned before them. Careful not to edge too close and fall in. Locklear shook his head. The only way we're going to get across that is to swing across it, he said. Glancing up at a small hook on the ceiling, he nodded. Apparently we're not the only ones to have faced this dilemma. I think we could attach a rope up there. Should we try to swing across? Yes. Lovely little animation there. And it's a dead end. Little trick. Should have been paying attention. Oh well. We'll swing back across. Use up some ropes. Which means I can give this one to Locklear. Nice. Even out my inventory a bit. Alright, I think if we go back into this room, it's not going to trigger the talk with Locklear again. Did we look in this chest? I can't remember. I think we did. There was a rope in there. Okay. I wonder if this is the ladder that will take us up to the palace. That would be a little silly. Yeah. Okay. For it to be in the same room that James is in. Alright, let's take a look at the map, because now we have to start figuring out which way we've been and which we haven't. Okay, we just gotta go straight. And I think we can turn here. Yes, okay, so this is unexplored territory. And we've got a right turn. Let's do that next. Bookmark as I go. And we got a T intersection. Let's go left. Hey, we got some... What do they call them? The rogue hadn't noticed them. Alright. One of the mockers, I believe. Guild of Thieves. Someone or something screamed a warning. By the time it reached the ears of his companions, Locklear had already sized up the situation and stood poised for the first strike. Within seconds, the battle was joined. Owen gets to go first. That is marvelous. Let's try... It's not there. It's not there. There it is. Night Fingers. Let's give that a shot. I don't know how this works. I want to find out. There's his inventory. We can just access the whole thing. Well, let's take his sword. Oh, he can't. Wait, what did it say? Owen was unable to steal the broadsword. As long as he's holding it, I can't tell what's animate and what's inanimate, he hissed in frustration. Spell only works if the item isn't in immediate contact with living flesh. I might still be able to steal something from his pack. So this spell kind of sucks. Because we can't, like, disarm him. I'll take his quarrels. So he can't shoot us, I guess, and I'll take his money. But like we're gonna kill him anyway, so we're gonna get all this stuff. So I guess I can keep him from shooting at least. It's so dumb. Oh, all right. Well, we cast the spell. That's pretty silly. Let's try shooting. Why not, Locklear? Why don't you shoot the guy that Owen just stole stuff from? Well, he missed. That's okay. Gorth. Swing. Owen, you can just rest. Cover some health. Locklear, kill. Nice. Alright, we're gonna try a swing. 69% accuracy. 76 damage. Oh! 60 damage. Nice hit. He went down like a stone. And good kill, Locklear. The battle was won. Well, we already know what one of these guys has. Oh, this guy has Silverthorn. I guess we'll take that. Locklear doesn't have enough room. Locklear's carrying a bunch of crap. And yet somehow it's all useful. Alright, we'll give the Sword of Kinner to Gorth. And we'll give the Silverthorn to Locklear. And I'm just gonna use it. We're gonna put it on his sword. Why not? Take this gold and we'll leave the weapons and armor because they're not very good. Go ahead and sharpen our swords. Which makes me think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There's a song they sing at one point that's sharpen your swords, something, something. And the episode where two of them are obsessed with a fantasy book series, which is appropriate. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and continue down these hallways. Are we back at the beginning? We are! Ha! Alright, so we looped back. Well, alright, let's go left. There are loops in here, which is good to know. Alright, we got a left turn and a straight. Oh, the left turn has mockers in it, so let's go and fight them. They agreed to attack. Their opponents were surprised. The leader of the small mob screamed orders at his companions, a mix of fear and anger apparent in his voice. Seizing the first strike opportunity, Locklear barked several quick orders and the battle was joined. Owen's turn. Owen, let's try Grief of 1,000 Nights again. Let's do 5. Hey, it worked. That's really handy. Just straight up freeze people. I'll take it. Alright, Gorth. Whoa. Gorth just one-shot at a guy. That is something else. Owen, go ahead and rest. Locklear took out another guy. Now the frozen dude. 40 damage from Gorth. Actually, let's just rest while he's frozen. Recover a little health, why not? Alright, we're fully back. Nice. That's slick. And that lasted longer than 5 turns, which is how much I spent 5 health on it. That's really good. That's a really good spell. I like that a lot. But sometimes it doesn't work, so that's good. Good to know. Alright, there's 3 bodies, and I think I saw a chest during the combat. Flame root oil. Sure, we'll take that. You know, I could actually make an effort to, we'll leave this, the weapons and armor. I could make an effort to actually use these consumables. That could be kind of fun. True Sight Tea. That's kind of useful. I'm going to give that to Gareth. And we got some rations that are not poisoned, which I like. Weapons and armor will leave once again, and the final guy, just weapons and armor. Alright. Unless he's the one I clicked first, which is possible. Nope. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and have Goreth drink the True Sight Tea, I think. No. Yes, I am. Alright, Goreth, go ahead and drink the True Sight Tea. Oh, I should have read that. Damn. The tea tasted familiar, reminding him of something. I didn't catch the rest. Okay, so he's dosed with True Sight Tea. It doesn't say it in his stats. Oh, it made his accuracy crossbow go up. We can just straight up see it. The accuracy crossbow's 85 after he takes that. So, and that'll last until the end of the next combat. So, I gotta remember to have him shoot in the next combat. I'm not gonna try any ladders until we've explored the whole dungeon, because I don't want to go up yet. I want to explore everything. The box's lid refused to budge. It appears to be locked, Owen said. Should we try to open it? No. No. We gotta do Scent of Serig. What was that other spell? The Unseen. Caster can sense food. That is a strange spell. We also have... Oh, we have Candle Glow. I didn't know we had that. So that, yeah, creates light below ground. That's the opposite of the star something, which is above ground. I guess it's not the opposite. And then this is Dragon's Breath, which creates a thick fog. I bet that is something to do with stealth. But anyway, let's open this chest. Owen grabbed Locklear's shoulder. Startled by the sudden movement, Locklear halted and gazed up at his companion. What's wrong? The chest, Owen replied. Give me a moment. Concentrating his thoughts, another scene overlaid the one already before him, different only in the fact that it included a man kneeling before the box, a skin of naphtha in his hand. It's trapped, Owen replied, dazed by the effects of the spell. Someone's rigged it to explode the moment the lid is lifted. Should we try to deactivate it? Uh-huh. Trap was deactivated. Locklear breathed a sigh of relief and gently lifted the lid of the box. We have a scroll, everybody, and a shell that I don't care about. Skin of the Dragon. Well, we have that one already. Great spell, though. We'll sell it later. That's fine. Cool. So, we can go left or right here. No problem either way. We're gonna go right, because that was the one I was aimed at already. Alright, we are charting new territory here. The path is widened a bit and then narrowed up again. Looks like we can turn off the main road again and again. Man, quite the maze. Alright, we got some rogues up ahead. I gotta remember to have Goroth shoot them. And I gotta give Goroth the Serrani quarrels that Owen picked up. Stole from the gentleman in combat. Someone or something screamed a warning. By the time it reached the ears of his companions, Locklear had already sized up the situation and stood poised for the first strike. Within seconds, the battle was joined. I guess that means we succeeded in ambushing them. All right, it's Owen's turn. Let's do Grief of 1,000 Nights again. That spell rules. 5 health. I can just freeze a guy in place. Sign me up. All right, Goroth. Serrani quarrel this guy. 35 damage. That's not very good. that's not very much damage. All right, Owen, why don't you rest up? Locklear, kill this man. Thank you. Goroth, kill this man. Thank you. All right. Easy peasy. Owen's stealth ability has increased. And now we can see, oh no, Goroth's accuracy crossbow is still 85. Maybe it just is that high. I don't think that's the case though. Huh. Alright, well, maybe it didn't wear out. Maybe you get a certain number of shots or something. I don't know. Maybe it was just that high before. And it's just a buff that you can't see that it gives you. I don't know. Spoiled rations, we're not going to eat those. We will take the restoratives, though. Alright. Moving right along. We have appeared in another large room with a ladder. And nothing else in it. Alright. We'll continue then. And then... Goroth yawned. We need to rest. Excuse me. We need to rest, he said, looking for a good place to camp. If we go much further without sleep, we might not be able to handle any unexpected surprises on the road. You're right, Goroth. You're absolutely right. Let's rest until morning. Let's rest a little longer so that Owen can get his health back. Marvelous. Owen only has 76 health. Ugh, it's just not very good. Alright, we're in another room with a ladder, and there's nothing in here either. There's a pit on the other side, though. That's cool. Pit yawned before them. Yep, we'll swing right across. Nice. Continue on. And our light finally went out. The Ring of Krondor lasts a long time. I think it might be like a half a day, maybe more. Maybe a full day. It's great. I like it. Alright, we got another room with a signpost? Transport through these sewers is strictly prohibited. Official kingdom business only. Swordsmaster Corby. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the ladder that goes to the palace. But I'm not ready to go up yet, so I'm not even gonna risk it. Alright, the next room here, I guess it's more just a wider tunnel. Let's look at the map, let's see where we are. Oh, we are... Huh. It's kind of in things, I guess. Kind of in the middle of a bunch of places we've explored before, but we haven't explored this particular spot. But we have explored this particular spot because there's a bunch of dead mockers in here. So I'm gonna walk the perimeter of this room so that it shows up on the map. Nice. Alright, so we're gonna go south and then we can go left when we get to, there's a T intersection right here. Alright, moving on into unexplored territory. We got a T intersection. Of course, we will go left. And alright, the path is widened. I bet there's guys up here. No, no guys. There is a chest, though. Which I'd love to see. The box's lid refused to budge. It appears to be locked, Gorth said. Should we try to open it? No. No, 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 no. Let's do Scent of Serig. Owen grabbed Locklear's shoulder. I don't need to read that again. It is trapped. Let's deactivate it. Nice job. It's just money. 21 gold, 88 silver. Grand total of about 30 gold. Not bad. Alright, it looks like if I turn left here, it's probably going to join up with the path that I have been down before. And indeed that is the case. So I'm going to turn around and we'll continue straight here instead because we have not been this way. Yes, okay. Oh! Mockers! 3 of them. They agreed to attack. The enemy was not surprised. I recall having given you permission to be here. A large bull-necked man stalked toward them, his fists curled before him. Turn around! We don't want any trouble, we're simply passing through, Locklear replied. Immediately the man turned and snapped his fingers, and moments later the battle was joined. Alright, they're gonna go first and they're attacking Gorth and Locklear, and one guy pulled out a bow and shot Locklear for 4 whole damage. Well, you know what we do with people who shoot bows is I could hit him with Flame Cast. The thing is, I don't want to, because it's so much more effective to just grief of 1,000 knights the guy. Look at this. Oh, you're frozen in place. What are you gonna do now? Nothing. That's what. Meanwhile, Locklear and Gorth can just wail on these other 2 dudes. Give me a swing, Gorth. Let's see what you can do. Oh, 65 damage and he goes down. Let's just go next to this dude. Since he's frozen in place, Owen, go ahead and rest up. Let's give another round of resting here. There we go. Owen's full health. Locklear, why don't you wait, and let's see if Gorth can take this guy down with a single blow. Nope, 61 damage on a swing, but it wasn't enough. That's fine. Alright, Locklear. Good job. Nice job, guys. Alright, let's search for the guy. Oh, they got some elven armor. Which, yeah, I guess Owen can hold on to that for now. That's fine. We managed to get to a point we can sell it, and we will. 200 broadsword and a key. We don't need a 200 broadsword, but it's fun to see. That's the same guy. Alright, here we go. We got a dragon stone. And some weapons that I don't care about. Alright, what does the Dragonstone do? Does it tell us in the description? As if some magic within the Azure Stone was awakened by Gorth's touch, a dark fluid began to spill through a crack in the artifact's mottled surface and down the length of his arm. Where droplets contacted cloth, they shied but touched smooth metal and infused itself and disappeared. So, I think you use it on armor. It's possible you can use it on a sword. Let's try. Gorth halted as if seeing the Dragonstone for the first time. He held it up for inspection and shook his head. I've got to get my mind on the business at hand, he muttered with self-deprecating humor. Next I'll try putting jam on my sword and eating toast laced with silverthorn. Okay, so it's not for swords, it's for armor. And it probably counteracts a specific other item. which I believe is what the flame root oil does as well. I think it counteracts ice. So neither is particularly useful because I have never known enemies to use either any effects, frankly. Just too bad. And maybe they do, and I just don't notice it. But yeah, it's too bad that there's all those items and they don't really seem to have that much purpose. There's a chest here, and it's safe. Let's open her up. Pick this lock layer. Nice, lock was simple, and we got True Sight T. Cool, give that to Gorath. Another Armorer's Hammer with 30 uses. Whew, nice. And more importantly, we got a scroll of Skyfire. Ooh. Skyfire is a fun one. That's it strikes your opponent with lightning. It's not targeted, which is great. So we'll go ahead and learn that. Although he could have wished for better circumstances under which to study it, Owen broke the scroll's wax seal and began to read. After an hour's laboring with a difficult language, he was able to commit the incantation to memory. While the words on the parchment etched indelible patterns in his mind, the scroll grew brittle and crumbled slowly between his fingers like sun-dried leaves. The irony is that we can't use it right now because we're underground. You can't strike somebody with lightning underground. Believe it or not. I think it's a nice touch that they do that, to be honest. They didn't have to. It was pretty cool. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. I want to say that there is another spell down here as well, and it's one that I'm really excited about, but I might be wrong. It might be somewhere else. But I can't tell you what the spell is. Not right now, I can't. Alright, we're going to backtrack now because we hit a dead end. Didn't notice that. Yeah, there's dead end. Okay, so I think what we want to do now is I'm going to turn in the map view. We're just going to go over here, and I believe we've got some unexplored passages here. Yes. All right. And it's another dead end. All right. That's easy enough. So we will backtrack once again. It looks like if I just go straight here, I will do a nice loop. Oops, is that a dead end there? Let's find out. Doesn't appear to be a dead end. Gorath yawned. We need to rest. All right. Well, Gorath needs a little health too. There we go. Only a little health though. Oh, and we're out of light. Ring of Prander. Go. Now we're at a dead end. All right. Okay, so we can take this back. Go right over here. And then we'll head back to this loop. Oh, God. Okay, we'll get out of map view so I can actually go this way. Okay, and then we want to go left and down this hall. Yeah, and then all the way forward. And then we want to turn left here. Alright, there we go. New... Oh, it just meets up. Okay, we're just meeting up with this one right here. Which means, I think... this might be the only passage remaining. Oh, and it is a passage downward. They descended the stairwell. Halfway down its spiral, they discovered a heavy iron door which prevented them from moving any further downward. Looks like it's rusted shut, Locklear said, examining the reddish dust which caked the lock. No going further for the time being. Disheartened, he led the way back up to the mouth of the stairwell. That is a little foreshadowing for a later chapter right there. Okay, so I think we've been everywhere. So now we gotta start searching for the way up. So let's begin. We're looking for wide rooms. Oh no, okay. I can't do this in map view, it's just too hard to thread the needle of turning. Okay, so I want to go this way, and then left. There's the dead Nighthawks. Okay, I think this is the room where we met James. But let's check. Nope, that's not the way up to the palace. Fine. Let's try... I guess we can try the one by the door. There's no way it's the one that's right by the entrance, though, right? Surely not. That would be silly. It's probably like the furthest one away. Nope, not that one. Alright. Moving on. Alright, we want to go straight. And then we want to turn and go north into this room where there were mockers. And let's try it. Nope, not that one either. Alright. Let's go in that case. Like I said, yeah, it's probably the furthest one away. Could be this one right here. It's kind of centrally located. Let's give this a shot. There was a time when I had it memorized which one it was, but it's not that time anymore. Alright. Oops. Okay. Let's try this one over here. Kind of up out of the way. I feel like it's gonna be probably on the opposite side of where James was, because they want you to travel as far as possible away. So it's probably not this one, but I'm gonna check anyway, because it could be. Ladder disappeared into a small dark hole. Nope, not that one. All right. So there's only a few left, actually. Okay, so if we go left here... Oh, have I gone down this hallway? Yes, I have. Oh, no. Just fell down a hole. Oh, I hope it hasn't been that long since I bookmarked. I really hope it hasn't been that long since I bookmarked. No. It was just... Yeah, it was in this search. Okay, good. Whew. Okay. I gotta remember that there is a pit. I bet this is the one. It's got the pit right there. The ladder disappears. It's the furthest away from the entrance. No, it's not. Alright. There's not that many left then. There's one right down this hall. I'm gonna go out of map view because I forgot about pits. I would prefer not to fall down the pit again. Alright. Oh, is it? Is this the one with the... No. I wonder if it is the one with the signpost, though. We'll find out, I guess. Locked, great. Hey, we got it. With a pleasant click, the key turned in the metal lock. Locklear turned to his companions and motioned for them to follow him up the ladder. The window just changed size. That was odd. The gate swung open. Revolted by the thick scent of excrement in the chamber, Locklear hastened to the ladder, affixed on the far wall, and ascended its filth-slick rungs. Behind him, Garth and Owen reluctantly did likewise, gaffing on the noxious vapors in the shaft. This is nothing, Locklear grunted, shoving upwards against the grating. All the windows in the palace are open right now. You ought to smell it in the winter. Darkness surrounded them as they slithered out of the privy, their only impressions of the chamber provided by the faint flicker of a distant firelight. 10 yards before them, the hall joined with an elaborate colonnade, stretching in either direction. Somehow I hadn't pictured my... oh, excuse me, this must be Owen. Somehow I hadn't pictured my first visit to Krondor like this, Owen sighed, falling blindly into step behind Gorth and the seigneur. What, you didn't like the romantic tour? Locklear chuckled. Not many people get to see that way into the palace. Drawing up short, Locklear's features brightened as he observed a pair of approaching figures lost in conversation. Self-conscious of his bedraggled condition, he straightened his uniform and cleared his throat with a stentorian air. Greetings, Prince Arutha and Master Magician Pug. As glad as I am at the sight of you safely home again, Locklear, I can't say that my nose is as well pleased. I thought we had broken you and Senor James of clamoring around the sewers. You know the way of old habits, Highness. We encountered a bit of trouble with the gates, so I chose a more expedient, though somewhat disagreeable path. It came to a happy end, however. James told us to send word that he is well and would see you in the morning. This is nice. We get to actually see a full body view of our three heroes here. Gorth with his sweet armor and beard, goat beard. Owen with his ponytail, and Locklear with his awesome mustache. I've been drawing these guys so much for the thumbnails. It's fun to see them. Prince Arutha talks again. These I'll talk about these character models in a minute, actually. But, well, right now, why not? Prince Arutha is he's in the books. He's described as like basically tall, dark, and handsome. Like very dark features and a dark beard. I guess this is kind of like that. Also, we were looking it up. It's possible that the guy playing Prince Arutha is the guy, modeling as Prince Arutha. He may be the man who wrote the music for this game, whose name escapes me at the moment. But I noticed that his name was in the cast list of models for the game. So he plays somebody, and if you look up pictures of him, he looks kind of like Arutha, or he looked kind of like Arutha back then. He has sadly passed away a few years ago, but after this game, he went on to, I believe, be the head of the Berklee School of Music synthesizer department, or electronic music department, or something like that. Very cool. He did an absolutely wonderful job with the music in this game. It's probably the most nostalgic part of this game for me is the music, and some of the sprites, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, Arutha is a little bit on brand. The thing about his characters, so Pug is way off model, because Pug is basically described as medium height, dark and handsome, with dark hair and a beard. So he's basically the same description as Arutha, but not like it's. I think he always wears black too. So instead, they did wearing white and long blonde hair, as opposed to wearing black and short black hair and black beard. But I think it's all right. I mean, they made everybody look distinctly different from each other, which is good, I think. It'd be kind of neat to see Pug as Pug. The guy on the right there is Pug. He hasn't talked yet. Anyway, let's get back to the scene at hand with Arutha talking to our companions. Incurable sewer rats, the both of you. I shall have to order that each of you be accompanied by a score of washing maidens to keep you presentable enough for court. Welcome home, Lockie. Thank you. As happy as I am to be here, I'm afraid I come with bad news from the Northlands. I expected as much. With the false Nighthawks prowling my streets above and below, it can only mean the Moradel are up to their old mischief. What do you know? Motioning to Gorth, Locklear introduced the former Moradel chieftain with a wave. Slowly, Gorth lowered his hood. The gasps and startled reactions of those crowding the hall helped mask the stealthy entrance of a second Moradel in the chamber, this one armed with a longbow. Assassin, get down, says Pug. Throws a fireball. Oh, it hits the arrow and hits the Moradel and presumably kills him dead, because Pug is the most powerful magician in the world, which is an interesting title because the very powerful magicians often don't stay in the world. So powerful are they. Anyway, a whisper led him through madness. He stumbled forward with unfamiliar feet, 10 times too small to belong to a warrior. There were lights on the hills around him, fires, voices shouting through a downpour of sloshing hoofbeats. He reached for his sword, then remembered he hadn't had a sword that night. He had only been a boy of 12 midsummers, only a boy, and yet he led the ragged remains of his father's tribe. "Who leads the Moradel?" the whispering voice insisted in his head. "I must see more." Years, a river of men coursed together in a bleeding tide, and he was amidst them. Screams rang, a howling figure silhouetted himself against the moon and brandished a bloody sword aloft. The wolfish figure screamed words of wrath and damnation as he cleaved his way through his Moradel brothers. He was Delacan, former general of Mermandamas, leader of the unified tribes of the Northlands, and he was the enemy. Garth! The memory detonated into a million fading thoughts, each fleeing after the faint echoes of a weak whisper. Before him now there was a new image, the face of a fair young girl whose pale blue eyes watched him with weary interest. There were others too, all seated like himself around a polished council table, all studying, all dissecting, and Garth was the object of their scrutiny. "I cannot find the truth, my prince," the tired girl whispered finally, quietly. "His mind is chaotic. I find images, but I cannot hold them long enough to understand." Narrowing his dark eyes, Prince Arutha glared at Gorth. "He hides his thoughts?" "Gorth is Moradel," Pug quickly interceded for his exhausted daughter. "Even with Gamina's exceptional talent for sensing thoughts, his mind may have many innate psychic defenses. I may need to send for one of my advanced students." "No need to disturb studies, Master Magician Pug. The Moradel speaks truly." Council members exchanged surprised glances and then turned their attention to the aged magician seated next to Pug. Lowering his eyes, the man made a dismissive gesture. "Forgive me, I do not mean to presume, but I have looked into his mind as well," Makala continued. "War in the kingdom would have many wide-ranging effects, not the least of which would lead to a disruption of trade between our worlds. My Emperor of Suranawani would be displeased if our rift-making secrets were seized by barbarians in warfare." Gorth glared at the Serani magician. "Trading agreements notwithstanding, the Moradil watch your borders." Oh, sorry, this is Makala talking. Gorth lowered at the Serani magician. "Trading agreements notwithstanding, the Moradil watch your borders. Nighthawks spy on your imperial cousins, and before the snows there shall be an army come to the kingdom. Heed my words, Prince of Krondor, you must prepare your troops." Actually, that could have been Gorth. I don't know. We'll say yes, that was Gorth. I'm going to reread it in his voice because I care about such things. Gorth glowered at the Serani magician. "Trading agreements notwithstanding, the Moradil watch your borders. Nighthawks spy on your imperial cousins, and before the snows there shall be an army come to the kingdom. Heed my words, Prince of Krondor, you must prepare your troops." Anger flashed in the thunderheads of Arutha's eyes as he rose to his feet. "What I must or must not do will not be dictated by a dissident Moradel. If not for Locklear's good faith in you, I would have had your head staked on a pole and paraded up and down the low quarters of Krondor once I saw you. I have been tolerant while I listened to your vague speculations based on incidental half-heard conversations, but how am I to believe what you say? What evidence have you laid before this council to prove that Delacan intends to do?" "What evidence? I bear the humiliation of betraying my vow as a Moradel and the indignity of surrendering to a sworn enemy." "Why betray Delacan to the kingdom of the Isles? Of what benefit is it to you to snare them?" says Makala. "He is leader in name only. However bitter a draught Delacan may be for your kith and kin to drink, magician, his rule is black poison in the gullets of me and mine. Already he enslaves my cousin and hurts the land." Not gonna say that word on my stream. "Bloody his nose, Prince of Krondor, blunt his swords, and unified tribes will cast him down in wrath. Let him cross your northern border, however, and 10 other clans will join their strength to his, and the legacy of Mermandamas will be a spark next to his glory." "Where would you have me send my troops?" says Arutha. "If indeed he intends to strike one of our northernmost possessions, which castle shall I garrison for the attack? High Castle? Iron Pass? North Warden? If I am to fight a war by my teeth, tell me where you would have me fight it." Would that I could tell you. Delicon holds in good confidence only a handful of cowering dogs, and among them only a few are privy to his war plans. His private councils are restricted to choice individuals. His advisors Nerab and Nago, his mistress Lillian, his son Morelf, and Nighthawks. He keeps foul company, that leader of yours, says Arutha. Your Highness, if you give me leave, I believe I can find the evidence of Delicon's intent. I will need someone to accompany me to Romney and supplies for my journey, and a small parcel of gold. Romney, what do you think you can find in a provincial river town in the heart of the kingdom? I aim to catch a bird in flight. Of late, Delicon has emptied a good deal of his treasury to revive the service of the Nighthawks. In exchange, he has demanded tactical information about kingdom holdings. He's turned the Guild of Assassins into a guild of spies? Only for a time. Although the payments have been left in various hidden locales, the messengers were always sent to a rendezvous in Romney. If I go there, I may be able to intercept information concerning a forthcoming attack. Would such evidence suffice? Perhaps. Damn me, but I don't trust you, Goroth. How do I know that this isn't a plot of yours? We can weigh the evidence to our heart's content, and your cousins could be slitting the throats of my serfs as we sit dawdling. Go to Romney, but you will provide for yourself. If this is a part of some secret Moradel scheme, I'll not look the fool before the world. Pug, unroll the map for me. The scroll smelled of dust. Scrawled in chicken scratches and spider tracks, tiny lines staggered across the moth-eaten paper, indicating the paths that were the major roads within the kingdom. Pointer in hand, Arutha bent over the map and pointed to a large black dot. We are here in Krondor. At dawn tomorrow, you will leave through the main gate and rendezvous with your escort, Senior James. I know you might have preferred Locklear's company, but he has business elsewhere. You will head to Romney, providing one of Delicon's assassins doesn't slit your throat first. You should reach the Ursine Ford within the next month. In Romney, you will join a special detachment of King Liam's soldiers staying at the Black Sheep Tavern. They may be of service to you. Nodding, Goroth took in Arutha's advice, listening studiously as the prince reviewed the details. If you find the evidence, I will act only when James has conveyed the information to me. Is that clear? Only when I receive James's word. Until then, I wait. Understood, Goroth replied. Good, Arutha replied, slapping the surface of the table with his palm. Looking around the council chamber, he noted the wearied expression of all who sat around the map. Why don't you let Gamina and Makala show you around Krondor? I have a few things I need to consider alone. Reading the offer as a polite dismissal, the Warren Council members began to file out of the door, most glad to be on their feet again, following the grueling session. As Pug passed by, however, Rutha snagged his sleeve and drew him back to the table. If you don't mind, I would have your counsel, Cousin Pug. Certainly, Pug replied, resuming his seat. I am all attention. Arutha, as I see it, Delicon could have only two potential targets for attack into the kingdom. High Castle and North Warden. His fortress at Sargoth is 300 miles to the north, and I doubt he has the resources to defend a line that long. So an attack at North Warden seems unlikely, leaving High Castle, which is a viable alternative, but neither target seems to have an obvious goal. I know you are no field strategist and you hate to become involved in state matters, but I should like you to delay your return to your home at Stardog for a while. I feel ill at ease. Pug says, you are not alone in that. I too have sensed something unusual in the air, but I won't ascribe it to anything as dire as magic. More likely we suffer from a bad soup. Feelings aside, Arutha says, feelings aside, I will call up the militia reserves from Malek's Cross, Darkmoor, Lighton, and join them to a detachment of the Krondorian Lancers just outside the Dimwood. James will send word to me there. Pug says, what of the garrison? It will remain in place. I have considered the option of a full push south, and it seems unlikely, but I will give Delicon nothing. Our agreement remains. Now we wait. God's help Goroth if he betrays us to the Moradel. Chapter 2, Shadow of the Nighthawks. Escort Goroth to Romney. And we are here in the palace, and I believe this is Katala, I think. We'll find out, I guess. The majesty of the palace was impressive, drawing appreciative glances of astonishment from all as they wound through the room after room of the banquet halls, reception areas, and at last a colorfully decorated gymnasium before entering the throne chambers of the Prince of Krondor. Looks like we can go to the sewer if we want to. And we can enter and we can talk. Let's talk first. Katala. A pleasure to see you again, James, she says. How were James? Mine is the greater pleasure, my lady. Is Pug about? You've just missed him. He and McCullough went off to discuss magic someplace, and if I know my husband, that means I won't see him for a few days. Even on holiday, he can't seem to take his mind away from the art for long. In many ways, he and the prince are much alike. Where is Arutha, anyway? Out of the twins and the Princess Anita. It seems your famed luck is running thin today. Quite the contrary, for I still have your company, if I may have a moment. As much time as you need, what may I do for you? We can ask him about Gamina. So when do I get to meet this stunning daughter of yours? I've heard quite a bit about Gamina, and I've been too busy to make time to meet her. I imagine you will see her as soon as I do. She's more than likely trailing Pug and McCullough about the palace. Any opportunity to hear her father discuss magic, and she's immediately at his side. Then, too, maybe she's hiding away from Arutha's twins. She's not quite interested in boys yet. It's really funny. This is a funny conversation because, yeah, clearly James hasn't met Gamina yet, and that's important because quite a bit later, I think when Gamina's grown, he does finally meet her. And Gamina's got like a talent for mind reading, which we saw when she was reading Gorath's mind. And basically, it's basically love at first sight. They like mind meld and instantly know everything about each other. And they're like, oh yeah, we're in love. And then they just like get married. It's fun. I guess she must be quite a bit older than James. Sorry, she must be quite a bit younger than James, because he's like a grown man and she's apparently a child at this point. Which I don't remember their age gap being that big. Whatever, I don't know. I need to reread these books. I don't remember that much. But yeah, that's a nice touch that they made a point to say that he hadn't met her yet. Because that comes up later. Magic supplies. I know that quite a few of the artificers in Stardock have been exporting the... Oh, sorry, this is James. I know quite a few of the artificers in Stardock have begun exporting their goods from the Academy. Are there any good places to buy magical items near here? The most notable one is a close little place called Stardock Annex at the Abbey of Ishap at Sarth. Officially, they have no ties with the Academy, but there's not much we can do to keep them from using the name. There's also a fellow by the name of Deba who buys from us, but he lives a long distance from here, out north of Romney, if I recall. And goodbye. Alright, let's enter here. As I recall, this is Locklear's bedroom. The room was cramped. Lucky, 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 James muttered, looking through the Signor's personal effects piled into disorganized heaps. You may be a fine swordsman, but your personal organization leaves quite a bit to be desired. And it's all of Locklear's gear, which is good, because we got trash. But that's alright. We are gonna give... So it's us, and it's James and Gorath. Cool. So we're going to give James the rapier and the armor and the crossbow. We're basically going to give him everything. Alright, crossbow, armor, rapier. Let's put this stuff back. We're just going to give him Locklear's full kit, pretty much. Alright, horn. Crossbow bolts. More crossbow bolts. Bunch of food. More food. More food. Armors, hammers. One of these is... Oh no, they're both 7. That's annoying. It's fine. Alright, we have a lot of armors, hammers. Wow. We're just gonna leave the ones with 7. We don't need to take up that much inventory space. I'll go ahead and use this. Whetstone up. Okay, what else of this do we need? We need the rope and the shovel and the weed walkers for sure. We'll take the aventurine, and we definitely need the Silverthorn anti-venom. And alright, I don't need this dragonstone. I do need the restoratives, and I definitely need the herbal pack. Let's get rid of these regular crossbow bolts, and let's take the herbal pack. Alright, we can leave the rest, I think. What have we got? Okay, let's take the picks at least. Alright, we got plenty of lockpicks, that's good. Because James... Oh, man. James is not... James is not up to our standards. His accuracy melee is 41%. Oh, that's so bad. Locklear was like, I don't know, 70 or something? Yeah, the Goroth is 74. Locklear must have been in the 80s. Oh, buddy. Alright, you gotta get better at that. That's really important. And we'll get his lockpick and stuff up too. We aren't gonna have to do weapon craft or armor craft necessarily, but I might do it anyway for convenience. But we have Goroth for that if we need it, which is good. We've got Goroth's incredible haggling skills too, which is hilarious. Okay, cool. I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and exit. They could be seen. James halted the party to consider. Let's not give Delicon any more help. Let's not give Delicon any more help than he needs. If we leave through the palace's main gates, we might as well have trumpeters going before us, announcing the fact to everyone within the Kingdom of the Isles. The sewers are probably our best option. Alright, back to the sewer. James pulled the grate open. Immediately he was overwhelmed by the stench of the sewers and looked back to Goroth for his advice. "Smells awful down there," he said. "Are you sure you're ready to go in?" Yes. They made their way into the reeking blackness. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and light up a torch. And let's walk forward a little bit, shall we? I'm gonna zoom out on the map here. A little further. Alright. Keep going. I don't know if there's new encounters here or not. Guess we'll find out. Seems like maybe no. Alright. You really think that they only have the front gate and the sewers and there's literally no other way out of the palace? No side door, no servant's entrance, no loading dock? A shadow approached. From a murky corner of the room, the figure advanced towards them. Goroth's pulse quickened for a moment, but he relaxed slightly as he saw they were not about to be attacked. Took you too long enough. I was beginning to think the mockers had bagged you up again. Senior James? Is everything alright? Squire, I suppose I ignore the fact that this trip is a state secret, of which you are not supposed to be privy, and that we are hurrying out of the sewers instead of leaving by the main gate at the proper time. How did you find out we were coming? Well, after Senior Locklear dumped me off after we got here and told me I could go home, I got bored and decided to check out Krondor. Fortunately, there's nothing much interesting going on there, so I decided I would come back to the palace. I tried to pay Goroth an unexpected visit last night, but discovered that the guards had been doubled with orders that no one could see him. I might have fallen for it if I hadn't heard someone snoring in his cell. Goroth doesn't snore, I take it. Not a sound. When I realized that something was in the air, I went to find Locklear and discovered that he was mysteriously absent, despite a tray of food delivered to his door just moments after I slipped away. Finally, I came down here and talked to Lim, who told me you'd been down here earlier this morning. At that point, I realized Arutha meant to slip Goroth out of Krondor for some reason. Are you sure you're not a thief by profession? You think unnervingly like a mocker I used to know. So, are we ready? We should probably get moving. Where are we going anyway? You cannot accompany us, Owen. Our mission is much too important. Quiet, Moradel. I'll handle this. But I could jeopardize your mission. Who knows what might take me captive between here and Tyburn. If I go back to Krondor now, I might accidentally talk to someone. Besides, I'm from the eastern part of the kingdom. I know the area, and I might be able to help. For better or for worse, you seem determined to hitch your fate to catastrophe. But if you want to get yourself killed at a tender young age, who am I to naysay it? I used to pull the same stunts when Arutha wished to pull out of Krondor. Alright then, Squire, you can come along, but these are the ground rules. 1. I'm in charge, and you do whatever I say without question. 2. Under no circumstances do you reveal anything about Gorath or our mission to anyone. If someone asks, we will continue what Senior Locklear suggested. Gorath is an elf. Thirdly and lastly, you don't wander off on your own. I don't care if you're watering the trees, you ask me first. Is that clear? Absolutely, whatever you say. Stop smiling, you're going to earn your keep. I know I'm going to regret this, but let's get moving. We have a long way to go and no time to get there. Says the guy who can barely sword fight to the already basically master magician, or burgeoning master magician of Owen. Well, that's where I wanted to get, because we gotta get Owen back in the party, so we got the gang together. Not back together, but together. Now it's James, Owen, and Gorath. We got a new party, new member. Everything's looking great. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'm excited to get started with Chapter 2 for everybody, for all y'all. Let's see what the future holds for us. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.